Hello everyone, welcome to today's forum. The topic of this forum is Tax Reformation is the Foundation of Democracy. One of the most important factors in the operation and development of a country is a stable source of tax revenue. However, if the government abuses its public power to persecute the people and forces them to pay taxes they should not, then it violates human rights and violates the procedural justice, which should not be seen in a democratic nation. In Taiwan, there is a very renowned taxation case called the Tai Ji Men case. It has been going on for 25 years. The main reason why this case isn't resolved until this day is because the rule of law is not being followed. Scholars from all over the world has been supporting the Tai Ji Men case through various forums and research. Winterbitter, a magazine focuses on religious liberty and human rights issues, has released multiple essays about the Tai Ji Men case, pointing out the unlawful doings by the National Tax Bureau. Next on, we would like to share a video from one of the writers in the Winterbitter magazine, Danila Bovolenta, to talk about her perspectives and observations of the Tai Ji Men case.
Bitter Winter is a magazine devoted to religious liberty and human rights. We became well known internationally for our coverage of mainland China with exclusive news, videos and photos. For instance, the section on China of the yearly report of the U.S. Department of State on Religious Liberty, released this month, mentioned Bitter Winter 85 times. I am sure that some of our readers wonder why we publish so often about a case where, after all, no blood was spilled and nobody died, while the world is full of people killed because of their faith. The World Day commemorating the destruction of the Buddhas of Bamiyan suggests the answer. No human being was killed when the Buddhas were destroyed, but history, tradition, memory, and respect for diversity were all killed on that tragic day. In Taiwan, we at Bitter Winter saw at work Taliban of the National Tax Bureau or Taliban of the Administrative Enforcement Agency. They also expressed their intolerance by attacking a visual symbol of freedom and diversity, land they confiscated that was intended for a Tai Ji Men self-cultivation center. Our extensive coverage of a tax incident may seem unprecedented, but in fact it is a 25-year-long persecution of a peaceful spiritual movement and the massive discriminatory use of taxes as a tool of discrimination that is unprecedented in a democratic country such as Taiwan. The Tai Ji Men case is internationally exemplary and important, and yes, we plan to continue our campaign about it. Our voice will not be silenced until the voice of justice will speak and solve the case.
In the video, Ms. Bovolenta quoted that in the Tai Ji Men case, Taiwanese government is like the Taliban of National Tax Bureau, seriously condemning the misdeeds that caused this group of people to suffer for 25 years. Next up, we are going to invite our first speaker, Frances. She is a Tai Ji Men Dizi. She grew and learned a lot in Tai Ji Men and has also participated in the Tai Ji Men case. Welcome.
Hi friends, good to see you. I'm Franz. I'm an office worker and also a Dizi of Tai Ji Men. Tai Ji Men is an Asian Men Pai that teaches Qigong and martial arts to improve our health and guide us life lessons through self-cultivation. In 1966, Dr. Hong Daozi, 掌门人 of Tai Ji Men, established Tai Ji Men Qigong Academy in response to the world's imbalance of body and mind and the needs of the time. In more than 10 years, I practiced Qigong. I've improved my physical and mental health a lot. I've also traveled to several countries with my Shifu, Dr. Hong Daozi, to spread the beautiful culture of love and peace. We have invited heads of states and world leaders to ring the bell of world love, peace, and make wishes for world love and peace. Despite the fact that our country is in a difficult situation, 太极门师父 and 弟子 have facilitated civil diplomacy with their own money and time. In the meanwhile, we introduce conscience education, tax, human rights, law and tax education. 师父's teachings come in various forms, giving examples of words. He has a significant influence on us, advising us to be good citizens, to care about our family, country, and the world. What we have seen, heard, and learned in Tai Ji Men are all beneficial to the world. In 1996, people in the Republic of China elected our first president, and the murder of Liu Bangyou as well as the accident of Peng Wanru happened in the same year. That undoubtedly dropped a shocking bomb on the government. During the subsequent religious crackdown, prosecutor Hou Kuanren accused Duck Hong of raising goblins to stigmatize the 太极门师父 and 弟子. During the investigation, he led a number of reporters and police officers carrying rifles to search 太极门 academies. In the following days, the media released over 400 false news stories. He was tempted to defame 太极门师父 and 弟子's name. All these actions, however, were designed to exterminate 太极门, and they were just the starters. Then there is the $3.1 billion tax bill based on the false indictment, which is like to exterminate 太极门 by using law and taxes. 太极门's tax case was derived from criminal case on July 13, 2007. After 10 years and 3 months of careful trials in the judicial system, it was finally found not guilty and no tax owed in the third trial. 太极门师父 and 弟子 are also being vindicated in 2009. The state compensated the 4 wrongfully accused 太极门师父 and 弟子. However, this is all of the people's hard-earned money being used to pay for the mistakes of the illegal officials. Do you think 太极门 case has a happy ending, similar to a fairy tale? No. 太极门had gone through all administrative remedies and won 18 cases in 14 years. The Taichung High Administrative Court judge disregarded evidence that would benefit the people. He claimed that because of old age, he forgot about what he just read. 太极门师父 and 弟子 were then thrown into an endless nightmare. No, you didn't hear wrongfully. A tax official even said, "What the court said doesn't count." On August 21, 2020, the National Tax Bureau and the Administrative Enforcement Agency even jointly sold out 太极门 land in Miaoli. Ironically, after the second auction failed, the land was illegally nationalized. According to experts and scholars, these drug officials' actions are all a result of illegal tax reward and executive performance bonuses. Moreover, the system lacks a withdrawal mechanism to allow the minority hidden in the state's apparatus to exploit loopholes and make things even worse, empty the treasure of country and harm the people. When 太极门弟子 expressed their desire for justice to the president, the presidential office reacted with copying and pasting and then transferred it into the executive yuan, the minister of finance, and finally back to the National Tax Bureau. The tax authorities, who arrogantly refused to admit their mistakes, responded clumsily and carelessly. They were still mocking and bullying the citizens. Actually, 太极门 case would be very simple resolved. It was originally a fabricated case, and the tax bill, which were invalid from the very beginning, should simply be void. According to scholar Li Huizhong, tax officials do not have the sense of legal methodology and are not sure about how to apply the law right. Even more, they don't realize that they are mistakenly applying the law. It's so sad. The Tai Ji Men case has been delayed for 25 years and should be resolved by canceling the illegal tax bills under Article 117 of the Administrative Procedure Law. Sincerely, and for the very last time, I call on illegal government officials to face Tai Ji Men case, cancel the illegal tax bill, return the unlawful auctioned land, implement transformation justice, rehabilitate the false case, restore public trust in our country, and make Taiwan a treasure land in which our future generations can live and work in love, peace, and contentment. Thank you for all your watching.
Thank you, Francis. As mentioned, it's very crucial for Taiwan's government to revoke illegal tax bill and fully implement transitional justice. Let all the people and generations to come to be able to live in a place where human rights are protected. Next on, here is another video of the voices of Tai Ji Men Dizi. They have been trying relentlessly with every method to resolve the case, from going through administrative remedy and lawsuits to visiting legislators and public representatives, and has been protesting multiple times in front of the president's office. Let's hear about what they have to say of being abused by the government for more than 2 decades.
In Taiwan, we have a fake government system that is practicing dictatorship and stealing away people's money.
我们为了这件假案，为了他一个人的错，然后我们承受了24年。抱着一个相信政府的心情，觉得他会还我们一个公道，也让他的下属能够撤销违法的拍卖，但是没有。
We are U.S. citizen. I bring my wife, my son, and my twin daughters to attend this event to care about what's happening in Taiwan. And we find out that Tai Ji Men case has been abused by the government for 24 years. The government is supposed to serve the people, not to harass the people.
Tai Ji Men Qigong Academy is a non-profitable martial arts group. In 1996, it was accused by Prosecutor Ho of fraud and tax evasion with a fabricated indictment, with no investigation at all. In 2007, this case has been confirmed not guilty with no crime and no tax evasion by Taiwan Supreme Court. The defendant received national compensation of wrongful detention. But the tax authority does not admit their mistakes. They keep issuing illegal tax bills. And on August 21st, 2020, their land was auctioned off by the Administrative Enforcement Agency.
You are innocent until you're proven guilty. But as we can see in Taiwan, through this fake tax bill of Tai Ji Men, you are guilty until you are proven innocent.
所以今天我们是为了人权，为了法治，为了民主，让了全球都来看台湾这件案件，这个是非常重要的。
一起团结在一起，开始不断的写信，去把我们对我们看到的不公不义写出来，然后在国际的媒体大肆的播放。因为那我希望这个不公不义的事情能够在我们在这一代可以扭转过来。在之前我们也走过这个各乡里啊，跟很多里长，那其实里长有96%都是支持我们的，所以台湾的善良的人士其实还是很多的。
I love Tai Ji Men.
We can see the members of Tai Ji Men are not only battling for the injustices that they have faced, but also attempting to raise public awareness of the importance for the government to recognize and correct previous mistakes. Next on, let's invite our second speaker today, Albert, who is a senior manager in an electronic company. He has some interesting thoughts on how tax regulations influence Taiwan's business market. Welcome.
Hello everyone, I work for an electronic company as a senior manager. This year makes my 23rd years in the electronics industry. Taiwan's electronics industry performs well to boost the GDP a lot. However, I also see the economy is developing slowly and lagging behind the other three Asian territories of South Korea, Hong Kong, and Singapore. I think one of the most crucial reasons is the tax issue. Citibank, which has 2.8 million card members in Taiwan, stated in April 2021 that it would withdraw the consumer finance industry in Taiwan, including the retail banking, and would no longer provide credit cards, deposits, loans, and other services. Customers has a credit card are concerned about their rights as a result of this revelation. At the same time, the news has been rolling in the local press and the media for days. In fact, 4 foreign banks have left Taiwan since 2012. Credit Suisse, Standard Banks of South Africa, and Scotiabank Bank Canada, and the Barclays Bank of England. The reasons for this may be complicated, but the one common issue is that Taiwan's tax system does not bring investment. Singapore and Hong Kong, for example, follow the territorial tax principle. That means the only tax income that is generated or derived in the region. Moreover, because of their simple tax system, low taxation, and the convenience of trade, the two regions have drawn great number of investors to build firms. Comparatively, Taiwan's tax system is tougher and more costly. At the same time, attracting international financial talent is difficult. Singapore and Hong Kong, for example, offer favorable internationalization environment, and the low tax rates make them available and international finance talent. Taiwan has a hard time hiring and keeping talent. Hong Kong casual wear companies Hang Ten, Giordano, Blano, and Boschni were the most typical examples of unjust taxation. Although the above 4 well-known companies have been developing in Taiwan for many years and are even as popular as national classes, they were on invoices. The Taiwan Tax Bureau had issued penalties of over 500 million NT dollars in taxes for tax disputes because of deferring recognition of the tax law. Those businesses were dissatisfied and must pay large fines. They asked ex-President Ma's help and warned that business may vanish from Taiwan's streets because they were dissatisfied with the tax bureau in passing of the big fines of more than 500 million NT dollars for tax evasion. They wouldn't rule out capital flight as a form of protest. Zhang Shenghe was the director of the National Taxation Bureau of the Northern Area from 1999 to 2002, and afterward the director of the National Taxation Bureau of Taiwan. He had handled a number of continuous cases, including the Tai Ji Men case and a number of disputed tax reform, like as the value-added business tax, luxury tax, stock tax, and the real estate tax. Zhang used to be quite good at using plenty of interpretative letters to leave business and individuals confused. the never-ending tax bills are one of their most common practice. Even if the taxpayers file a lawsuit against the tax authority, the administrative court would issue a new tax bill with appropriate penalties. In addition, companies and individuals will be stuck in the never-ending cycle of tax disputes. As a result, most individuals or groups choose to negotiate tax payments while silently tolerating and national tax authorities' arbitrary billing practice. I'd like to point out that the Tai Ji Men case, which involves the prosecution of the lawful taxation and human rights, is the most severe case of tax injustice. This case of political purging occurred 25 years ago. The Supreme Administrative Judge ruled Tai Ji Men not guilty and no evasion on July 13, 1996. However, both the National Taxation Bureau and the Administrative Enforcement Agency ignore the fact. Instead, the Taxation Bureau continued to issue tax bills arbitrarily. They cautioned the Tai Ji Men practicing sacred land in collaboration with the Administrative Enforcement Agency. These brutal acts were not only illegal but also unconstitutional. Meanwhile, Taiwan's democracy's rule of law and the basic human rights and all being severely harmed. It also hesitates foreign investment and limits Taiwan's economic development. I personally call on people in position of power to quickly resolve the Tai Ji Men case, improve the legal and the tax systems, and establish equitable tax policies. Is this way we would be able to achieve transitional justice and rebuild Taiwan's infrastructure. We were able to attract foreign investment and keep up the development of the world. That's all my sharing today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Albert. When we are talking about the Tai Ji Men case, we are also talking about the people who had been deeply affected by the persecution of lawful taxation and human rights. We strongly urge the government to address the issues of tax system and policies at all levels, so no more abuse of power incidents will continue to happen in the future. Before the end of this forum, we would like to share a song called Human Rights for World Citizens. It's a song about human rights, peace, freedom, and love. We hope you enjoy. Thank you for your participation today. We will see you next time. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this forum. Thank you.